Since you probably didn't live on this part of the earth in the early 2000s, you've likely never heard of one of the most underrated bands to come out of the Argentinian rock scene. Do me a favor and picture yourself attending a small concert venue in a time before the internet. Not a phone in sight, just people waiting in line excited to listen. You start funneling into the concert hall and see the band finally come up on stage. All you can do is look on while they play, and as they do, you feel their energy piercing your soul. Every wave of sound hits you with such ferocity that you're thrown into a trance. You simply still your mind and envelop yourself in the sound. The music builds and builds, and you're hit with a wave of pure ecstasy as the guitars ring out with such beautiful splendor you've never experienced before. Jaime Sin Tierra, or JST as I'll be calling them from now on, makes it incredibly easy to tap into that nostalgic and swirling feeling many of us long for today. These guys could do it all, and in their hometown of Buenos Aires, they were most frequently compared to Radiohead due to their wild genre-bending capabilities. And honestly, I couldn't agree more. If you leave this video checking out one thing, it should definitely be their second album, Autochocador, which I believe translates to bumper car, but I'm not entirely sure because I don't speak Spanish. This is the album that makes people instantly think Spanish Radiohead, as I did when I first heard one of my favorite tracks of theirs, Azafata, for the first time. There is genuinely not a single skip here, and no song sounds like the last. Somehow they still make it sound cohesive. My favorite moments definitely come off of the song Tifón, which I played at the beginning of the video because the build-up is so incredibly satisfying. And it's another one of those songs that sounds like it came straight from OK Computer. Near the end of the album on the track Citrus, they literally give you a Portishead song. Straight trip-hop with that signature eerie vibe you get from tracks on their album Dummy. This was a pleasant surprise since the rest of the album was far removed from this sound, and they did it with such grace, putting a beautiful string section near the end. For anyone who loves walls of pure sonic bliss, this album has a bunch of beautiful moments, especially on Camión, the shortest and noisiest track here. And the last track does something that very few songs can. It mixes electronic energy, dreamy derealization, and neo-psychedelic clouds to create something unlike anything I've heard before. They're so incredibly distinct, but somehow slammed together perfectly. I was honestly shocked to see these guys had barely any traction online. They're sitting around 6,000 monthly listeners on Spotify and don't seem to have any official uploads on YouTube, which is a damn shame considering their repertoire. Apart from Autochocador, I suggest you check out, please bear with me, Lo que va a encandilar es el día, if you're more into the dreamy aspects of psychedelic music. As soon as I heard that beautiful slide guitar on the opener, No te desanimes, my mind jumped directly to Mojave 3, which I quickly realized must have been an inspiration for the stripped-back nature and slowcore vibe of the songs here. The electronic elements from the last track of the prior album carry over here. A shocking contrast at first, but it mends seamlessly as you listen. Those elements shine through the most on Inquieto and Es Nuestro, both tracks built around incessant repeating electronic pulses. The second track, Ruta a 80, really taps into an indie vibe with a solid-ass melody that carries you towards the end of the track, in which lies an upbeat string of wordless vocals, all while keeping that soothing melody intact. This is an album you put on while you're relaxing in your room and refuse to think about any of life's stressors. It whisks you away to a magical land where all is well, but nonetheless realistic. Latin rock is definitely unique in its vocal delivery, similar to how J-rock compares with English rock, but that definitely adds to the vibe. If I'm being real, I've always been of the opinion that the last thing you should be worried about when listening to music is the lyrics. If you don't speak Spanish, it honestly doesn't matter since the vocals on this album are more of a catalyst to deliver the dreamy haze they deploy in your heart. Beyond those two standouts, JST dropped an early slacker indie debut, and their final album oozes post-rock / ambient vibes. JST has been pretty silent since their last show in 2024, which was mostly thanks to the internet, you're welcome, and their socials are still online, but dormant and confirm there are no plans to make new music, which is probably for the best. To get down to brass tacks, start with Autochocador for the broadest and trippiest experience, and then tune into their more dream pop centered project for a more relaxing time.